Hello and welcome to the most extreme podcast in professional wrestling to date. This is Extreme Wrestling Podcast. I am your host Ryan Arnold, joined by Jeffrey Dietz, and when he gets back here, James Doe. Obviously, we're gonna start off, and here's. Speaking of James, obviously he had to cut out apparently. There's James Doe. Obviously, we're starting with what we've talked about at the end of our.
I want to call it audible.
Audible?
I want to call it audible.
Oh, we're calling it audible.
If we talking about what you want,
this live stream with.
No, if you talking about what you think you're talking about, wait until the Survivor Series. Do that as the first Survivor Series thing.
Okay, yeah. Obviously, audible. Let's talk about War Games happening on December 6th. So far, there's only 2 matches announced, but there could theoretically be more. So far, the only ones that we have end up being the War Games matches themselves. We have one that's Team Shotzi Blackheart versus Team Candice LeRae, which we have a good feeling of who could be on that team for the match and stuff. So, we have a feeling that obviously on Candice's team we could see Indy Hartwell, who has aligned herself with Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, and Raquel Gonzalez, which makes sense. They're probably one of the bigger heels. And then on Shotzi's team, we would think, what was the one team? Oh, Ember Moon. Crap, who else was there? There were thoughts of either Io Shirai or Rhea Ripley, and I'm trying to remember the last one that I can't really think of off the top of my head. What was the name we were thinking of that was possible to join James? And okay. Forgive James. He has internet issues.
Cut out again.
Yeah. But we had Ember Moon, Shotzi Blackheart, either Io Shirai or Rhea Ripley. And
I just hate it when people call.
What was the one we were thinking of?
Huh?
Oh, great. He has his shoes again.
Can you hear me now?
Okay. I can still not hear worth crap. You sound like I guess it's on my end.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it might be on my end, but I think you can hear me right. You can hear me good, right, Jeff?
Yes.
Yeah. Apparently, this is the episode where we have technical difficulties, where I can barely hear James, but he sounds like a robot. But
we got the Mr. Robot.
Huh?
Which one for
for Shotzi's team?
So Ember Moon is gonna be probably Tony Storm is gonna be probably, and we're thinking maybe Io Shirai
or Rhea Ripley. I mentioned Io Shirai or Rhea Ripley, one of those two.
Uh-huh.
But who do we think could end up going on top of this match?
If you want my honest opinion, I think Team Shotzi.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Jeffrey?
Me too.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. And then we got the other one, which is basically Team McAfee, which consists of obviously Pat McAfee, Oney Lorcan, and Danny Burch, who are the current reigning NXT Tag Team Champions, and Pete Dunne taking on the Undisputed Era. I think to me, when this comes to this match, this one's probably a no-brainer. It's probably going to be UE.
Yeah, it's probably going to be Undisputed Era.
I mean, for Christ's sake, they've been in all of them so far. How many has there been? 4?
4, I think now. I want to say this will be the 4th one.
Yeah. Last year they were in there against Team Ciampa, which was Tommaso Ciampa, Dominic Dijakovic, Keith Lee, and making a one-off appearance that year was Kevin Owens. He
Yeah,
came out to the biggest pop ever.
I know.
I can't remember but I know the first one was a triple threat. Was a 9-man triple threat one where it had UE, but I believe at the time it was just Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish versus I think Roderick Strong with the War Raiders. And
No, Roderick Strong was with
AOP.
AOP.
Oh yeah, he was with AOP.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. And then it was it Pete Dunne with the Raiders?
No, that was second year. First year that was Sanity.
Oh yeah, Sanity.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sanity. That's right, Sanity. Yeah, that's right. It was Sanity. Correct.
And then
But
the second year was Pete Dunne and
basically UE has been a part of all of them at this point, practically.
Yeah.
But then we
Didn't they win the last one?
No, UE only won the first one.
No, Team Champion won. Team
Yeah,
Champion won that one.
UE only won the first one.
Jeez. Yeah, they need to win this one then.
What? Yeah, wrestle. Sorry, that was my brother making an appearance. But yeah, there were some other matches that could end up being announced. Like we had a feeling of a triple threat match for the North American title between Leon Ruff, the current champion, Damien Priest, and Johnny Gargano. Who do we?
Should be good.
I don't really know what the outcome could be with this one, but who do we all think could happen? Who could win this?
I think if I had a choice, Damien Priest will probably regain the title.
Join Johnny Gargano maybe as one of only two multi-time North American champions.
Yes.
Yeah. If that's the case, then why'd you even take it off of him?
That's what I'm.
Yeah, maybe do something interesting and throw enough curveball or something like that.
They
already have a curveball having Leon Ruff being the champion.
Yeah, and then they end up doing another curveball and Damien Priest regain it. I'm just like,
okay. This is what would happen though. Damien Priest would probably have to pin Gargano. That way, it somewhat protects Leon Ruff, so he doesn't look like a total a one-time, chump or whatever. And then because he's gonna be projected as a big underdog in it, but I think just to kind of protect him to a point, he might not be the one getting pinned. And then if Damien Priest actually pins Gargano, that kind of just elevates him too, especially if he wins the belt, obviously. So
yeah. And then I think the other one that could end up happening is the cruiserweight title might be defended. And that could end up between.
We need to see the face-off between
Santos Escobar and I forgot who the guy. But I remember there was a guy. I forgot his name. I think he might have been the one that they ended up signing recently. That Miro said, "Oh, this one guy went to the dark side and stuff." But I think it might have been that guy that won it. But I know it was a multi-man match, and it was pinfall. I think one pinfall to the finish for the finish, and I forgot it was. But it was the guy who they just recently signed. I forgot who it was. But that match could happen. But who do you think? I don't know if this one could. This one's another one. But I do think Damien could end up winning the triple threat. But I think who could win the cruiserweight title between those two?
James.
I think they still gonna keep Escobar as the champ. Honestly,
I think so. And I think at some point they could end up having. When do they? If a world, I think that the only likely he will ever drop the belt is that they fully unify you have who's the true cruiserweight title. I think him.
Yeah, him and Devlin.
That's probably the only way I see him dropping it is probably dropping it to Jordan Devlin and Jordan.
Kind of the only match I want to see too.
Yeah, I remember seeing the promo that he made of that. I'm like,
that was good.
Fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm. Got me all hyped. I want to see that match.
Escobar versus Devlin. Come on, Worlds Collide 2021. I want to see Devlin win.
Worlds Collide 2021.
If it even happens.
That'd be cool.
But then again, we've seen Pac come back. So long as Devlin's got a work visa, they can do the match.
Yeah.
But I think that's I kind of agree. I don't see Escobar dropping it anytime soon. I think honestly he's gonna hold on to it till they country opens up and stuff like that and allow people from UK to come over. And that by then I think he will drop the title to Devlin. And I want to try and figure out
because he doesn't have a chance doing with it.
Yeah, but I want to try and figure out who could challenge Finn Balor for the NXT title though.
Well, I thought of another match that could probably happen at Takeover. Would be, and they kind of teased this last Wednesday. Was Timothy Thatcher versus Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh yeah,
I know that looks good, man. I like that.
I think so too. But I think Ciampa at this point is probably being used to put guys over.
Oh no.
I think they're still wanting to put Thatcher over or something. Have Thatcher go over because they're not ready to have. But probably if they do, they gotta make Thatcher look strong or something. But doing it, if Ciampa loses, they gotta make him look strong too because it's freaking Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah, I agree.
But like I said, who could end up facing Finn Balor? Who's a likely contender for Finn Balor's title?
I know I would have liked to see him versus Pete Dunne, but since they're going to be doing the War Games thing, I don't know who would be left for him to face. That's like a big name. Outside of everyone else already has stuff going on.
I don't know if it's possible if he'd be healed enough to come back, but maybe Cross. Maybe we know that at some point.
Yeah, no, he ain't right.
We know at some point Cross is going to come back. He's going to challenge Finn for the title. But do I think he could come back early? I mean, from what I've seen, some of his stuff I've seen on his Instagram, he looks really good. But I don't know what the recovery is for what happened to him. If it's a short one or something like that. How long does it take for that whatever happened to his his arm? I know it has something to do with his arm, but how long?
I think it was like a 9-month injury at least.
And how long has he been out?
Guesstimating.
He had to relinquish it around July. So that's around
5-6 months.
It's possible. I mean, John Cena had a pectoral thing, and he came back at the Royal Rumble. I think it's possible Cross could come back early, but it might be too much of a risk.
Yeah, maybe the next one. Although, I don't know. Yeah, it'd be safer to do it the next one.
I would think, but who could they have for a placeholder until Cross does come back? Who could be someone that is we know wouldn't win it, but is someone up there that could face Finn Balor outside of Pete Dunne, and then we can have
Aleister Black down.
I think what I've heard people say, probably Kushida.
Yeah, I could see that.
Kushida, maybe.
Both New Japan guys.
Bronson Reed, maybe.
That'd be good too.
I don't think Bronson Reed would qualify, honestly. My honest opinion.
He did what's that match he won not too recently? Kind of like a big match.
I think a triple threat, and I know for a fact that it was for the vacant North American title at the time, and I think the match had Johnny Gargano and Finn Balor in it.
It was a ladder match. I think it was for that belt.
I know it was him. Eventual winner Priest. Was Gargano in the match?
Yeah, Gargano was in the match.
Yeah.
Wasn't Balor in that match too?
No.
No. It was Bronson, Priest, Gargano, and
Velveteen Dream. Dream was in that match too.
Yeah.
I think. Okay, let me think. Who? I know for a fact. Yeah, Bronson Reed. Damian
I don't think
Priest,
they'll do him versus Finn Balor.
Velveteen Dream. Yeah, Johnny Gargano. There was a fifth guy. Wasn't there?
Is there?
There was a fifth guy in that match. I forgot who. But yeah, you're in there with Gargano, and that was. I think he did. I think that match did have he won a triple threat to qualify for that ladder match, and I think Gargano and Balor were in it.
Wasn't Cameron Grimes, was it?
Yeah,
It was
Grimes.
Cameron.
Grimes.
Cameron was in it. Yeah, it was Cameron.
Because he wanted to take
Now he's doing the zombie ref thing with.
Jesus, yeah. Oh yeah, that could end up happening too at War Games. Grimes versus Loomis.
Oh yeah,
where it's just a regular match.
Oh my goodness.
Who'd win that?
Loomis.
Yeah,
Loomis
yeah,
is the winner.
I think Loomis. I would think Loomis. But if I were to think someone who could, I would think Kushida would. But then again, I don't know if Finn Balor is a heel or he's face.
No, Finn Balor, you could put him anywhere. I think he's more towards the face side.
So if we were deciding to find someone who could be a heel, maybe if he was a face, maybe face Pete Dunne?
No. Dunne is in a
War Games match. Didn't we get teased Finn Balor versus Walter at one point?
Yeah, at some point that was gonna happen. It still could happen. I think at that point it might have to be like at some point Finn would have to drop the world title or something like that.
Or they do well, this would be the time if they could. They would do it now for like Survivor Series instead of like doing. I imagine they could have like an adjacent Worlds Collide or whatever. It's NXT versus NXT UK. Blah blah blah.
Well,
no, I think
they can't do it because
I think that could work. Where
but they can't do that right now.
Somehow still the champion, they could still do that match, and I could definitely see Finn pulling out the demon because he said he would only do it if it's like for personal reasons or something, and Walter kind of would be a personal reason where he's like, okay, this is really personal, I gotta bring the demon out.
I feel that. I know he hasn't brought it back in NXT since he's been back.
Yeah, I would think the Worlds Collide thing could end up being like NXT's version of Survivor Series, where you can have NXT UK versus NXT mainland compete against each other. So that would leave, Kaylee Ray versus Io Shirai.
That'd be good.
And Leon Ruff versus whoever won the Heritage Cup tournament. Walter versus Balor.
They haven't done the final for that yet. I think it's going to be.
What about who's Gallus versus Lorcan and Birch?
Pretty decent. 3 British guys.
And then obviously the cruiserweight title unification match between Devlin and Escobar. That'd
be really good.
I think people would get pumped for Escobar, and we'd probably get pumped for Balor, Walter, Escobar, and Devlin. I don't know about the other matches, though.
Kaylee Ray and Io Shirai would be really good.
Yeah, I would think so, too, yeah. I don't know about the Gallus, Lorcan, and Birch one. That one's that's going to be cannon fodder. That's going to be early in the card. That's going to be one. People are going to forget it. It's like, oh, piss break.
I know. Yeah. The tag divisions are kind of iffy right now.
Yeah. Aside from Raw and SmackDown, they got better teams on Raw and SmackDown than they can do it. Well, I would say NXT.
What, like 2?
They freaking got UE. They freaking got Lorcan and Birch. They got Breezango. I don't know if the Imperium guys are still there.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to them. I think they're trying not to operate without like Walter too much because it kind of like then it's just
the whole
it ruins the Imperium as a whole.
Yeah.
Even though Alex Wolf's like doing enough on NXT UK as well, so it's
Yeah. Anyway, let's get on to Survivor Series.
Yes. Did they announce any entrants for like the pre-show battle royal thing?
We're opening. We don't know. Basically, I'm sure it might just be the guys where it would be probably bragging rights and possibly getting a shot at
whoever
Brand's
is
world
gonna have
title.
Logan, he's gonna win.
I think to myself, I'm going if Randy does make it, I think Randy would win that battle royal. Be like, oh, I get a paycheck and stuff. If it's not him, if it's from someone from
No, that'd be
SmackDown,
stupid
I
if he
would
was on the
think.
pre-show. That'd be stupid if Randy was on the pre-show. He just lost like the big belt, and then he's on the pre-show. Like the next time he makes an appearance, no way, dude. No way.
Yeah, but he'd be like,
Probably
yeah,
one.
I get a paycheck anyway.
He might attack at the pay-per-view, maybe, but I doubt it.
If I were to say probably when it comes to that match, probably if Randy isn't in it, I'd say Daniel Bryan might win it, and he want to get a shot at facing Roman at what would it be, TLC?
Yeah, TLC.
Yeah, I would think Daniel Bryan would probably win it if he's in that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But let's get on to the main matches. Let's start with the world title ones. The match between the world champions. Drew McIntyre, the current WWE champion, versus Roman Reigns, the current Universal champion, you know, who also has Paul Heyman in his corner. Now, I think these two have only fought once, and that was at Mania 35, and Roman ended up winning it. But obviously the roles were reversed because Drew was a heel and Roman was a face.
As well with Undertaker and Shane.
Yeah, and he was in a tag, yeah. But I think when it comes down to it, one-on-one wise, Roman won the last meeting between the two at 35. But both were different than what they were now.
Yeah, now they're in different roles now.
Yeah. Okay, who do y'all got? Let's start with James.
I see weirdness. I say Roman.
Jeff?
I also say Roman, but I don't think it's gonna. I think there's gonna be shenanigans.
I'll give. I think without shenanigans, I think Drew will win it. If it is due to shenanigans, I do see Roman winning that. I kind of get, but I think for mine, I'm probably going to be the only one that's probably going to get this wrong. But I'm picking Drew because I'm like, okay, for Roman saying what he said on SmackDown during the contract sign that Drew's a secondary title holder. I mean, you're literally calling one of the most prestigious championships in all of not just pro wrestling, but sports entertainment, a secondary title. I mean, for Christ's sakes, all the Universal title is known for is having an old bald guy who spears people and a part-time asshole who barely shows up. Whereas you look at the WWE title, you've had names like Hulk Hogan, Bruno Sammartino, Superstar Billy Graham, Buddy Rogers, Bob Backlund, Triple H, The Rock, Stone Cold, Undertaker. The name goes on and on. Hell, even Roman Reigns have multiple times held that championship.
Mm-hmm.
I get it's a savage heel promo and stuff, but you're calling the WWE title a secondary title? Bro.
That's bad.
I'd be like, bro. You're calling the most... bro. F you, man. Yeah. That got me all freaking fire up and stuff.
I know, that's crazy. I can't believe he said that. Like, bro, you held that belt too.
Yeah, well,
I get what he was trying to say by it, though.
Despite the fact you held that championship, it's the most prestigious title in all pro wrestling sports entertainment. It literally just got me in a freaking rage over that.
Yeah.
Anyway, next match, we got the secondary champions facing off. We have Bobby Lashley, the current United States Championship. This is, I think, the first Survivor Series match in which the new United States title has been in when it comes to the secondary champions fighting. And then we also have Sami Zayn, the current Intercontinental Champion.
Same with the newer IC belt, I think, too. I don't think they had that belt.
Well, they had it last year. They unveiled it around the Survivor Series time last year.
Okay.
The first one where the new design for the United States title makes its debut in Survivor Series.
Yep.
James, who do you got?
Lashley. Next.
Jeffrey?
I want Sami Zayn to win, but my brain's telling me Lashley. But yeah. I don't know.
Not to mention,
probably won't give a lot of time.
I'm pretty sure Lashley's going to have it. I think Lashley's gonna even. I think Lashley might have his cohorts in the Hurt Business on ringside, but I don't know. I don't think so. But I'm with you, Jeffrey. I want Sammy to win because I do like him, but I kind of have the feeling that Bobby Lashley is going to win this match, like easily.
Yeah, but the thing, like, what else are you gonna do with Lashley with that belt? You know, like, if he loses at this, it can almost lead into him, like, questioning, like, the Hurt Business and everything like that. He's all like, "Oh, well, like, I lost because y'all," or like something like that. It's like
Yeah,
that
I
should have
would
been
think so.
against
Yeah, I
Sami
think so.
Zayn, and yeah, so that could happen as well. So, ooh, that almost makes you want to change, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna stick with Lashley. Just because I don't see
yeah,
that happening. That would be a great idea for them.
yeah, I think at that point Lashley will win. It's a foregone conclusion. Okay, next we got the current Raw Tag Team Champions, and as Big E pointed out, 10-time Tag Team Champions, because that's freaking crazy.
I know.
Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston of the New Day taking on current SmackDown Tag Team Champions, and only had also Triple Crown Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits.
Oh yeah,
Who
they
do
would be
you
super
got?
on now. Yeah.
Yeah, James, who do you got?
Ooh, very hard. Very hard.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's hard. For sanity's sake, I am going to say Street Profits.
Jeffrey?
Yeah. I think. See, Street Profits need it more. So like, I think the New Day can eat that kind of loss anyway, and because they're the New Day. But I could also see them going the route of trying to make the Street Profits look good in defeat if they just have like a really good match. Um, I hope they give this time. I really, really do. So we shall. I'm gonna go with Street Profits because I think it more. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah.
Give the match time, please. Like 20 minutes.
I am. This one is. I literally looked at this match. I'm like, oh, this one's really, really tough for me to even choose when it comes to this match.
Mm-hmm.
Because both teams are really, really great, but you've seen that the New Day has been around since 2014, 2015. They've been around a long time. They're one of the longest reigning tag team champions of all time. They're 10-time tag team champions. They've done it all. Hell, even during that time, Kofi Kingston was WWE champion. I mean, that was what they wanted for a long time, and they finally got that and stuff like that. This one is tough for me. Like I like Street Profits too, but I'm gonna go with my boys in the new Day. I got it. I just got it because Street Profits have proven they can hang with the best. I mean, for Christ's sakes, they faced, Undisputed Era in NXT, it just, I give it the edge to the experienced ones in the New Day, basically. And
James
apparently James is internet problems again. Anyway, let's get into one of the 5-on-5 tag team matches. We start off with the women's, and that one we have on Team Raw. We have the current WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, along with the ones who just Lacey Evans and Peyton Royce, who had just replaced Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose, and then Lana taking on the team of apparently Bayley, the Riot Squad, aka Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott, Natalya, and Bianca Belair. I think this one is, I believe the Riot Squad's first traditional 505 debut, whereas Bianca Belair was in last year, but she was on Team NXT with, I think that match had,
the Chamber.
Well, she was also in the War Games, but I think when it came down to it, That she was in that one
They're
where
in the Riot
she teamed
Squad.
with
They're in the chamber.
it was Bianca Belair, Io Shirai, Toni Storm, Rhea Ripley, and Candice LeRae, and they ended up winning. So, who do you got,
Right.
James?
As much as I want to say Team SmackDown, I'm actually going to give it to Team Raw.
Jeffrey?
I wanted to say that too because of Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. You know, you almost need to protect the champions a little bit. But, man, you're also on SmackDown side. You're trying to build up Bianca Belair. You know, you're also trying to protect Bayley at the same time. That and, like, Riot Squad's kind of the only actual tag team in the women's division that they have. So, I'm going to stick with Team SmackDown. They're just a little bit more stacked for me. The question is, does Lana go through a table?
With you. I think legitimately, if this is going to be my pure thing, I think that I could say with James that Raw could win and Lana could get the surprise, being the surprise sole survivor and all that stuff. But I do think when it comes to the teams, SmackDown's a little bit more stacked, considering they got the Riot Squad, they got Bianca Belair, they got Natalya, the Boat, I guess.
Yeah,
the boat, best of all time. I'm like, okay. And then you obviously got Bayley, Grand Slam champion. And like I said, Bianca Belair. I think in this case, I'm going to go with Jeffrey, and I'm sticking with the Team SmackDown for the women's. Next up, we got the men's one. On Team Raw, we have AJ Styles, Sheamus, Matt Riddle, Keith Lee, and Braun Strowman. Bear in mind with Keith Lee, he was the sole survivor from last year, but was on Team NXT and got eliminated by Roman Reigns.
Ooh.
And then we got on the SmackDown side, we have, I believe, Seth Rollins, who will probably be making his last appearance before going off and, baby watches stuff. King Corbin. Who else was in there? Is Otis in that match?
Yes, Otis is in that match.
Yes.
Okay, Otis. Who else
Jey
is in
Uso.
the match?
Jey Uso.
Jey Uso and Kevin Owens.
Oh yeah, Kevin. Oh yeah, Jay. Yeah. I think with okay, James, who do you got?
Honestly, I give it this one also TT Raw because I think you got too many people that they're trying to protect.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, for Christ's sakes, you protecting.
Even though they just lost to
Retribution. He's a big deal. I mean, for Christ's sakes, Keith Lee was one of the final participants. He was on Team SmackDown, and it was, I think, him, Seth Rollins, and then Roman Reigns. Then Seth got eliminated, and Roman eliminated Keith Lee.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think Team Raw is going to end up winning this one. I wouldn't be surprised if freaking Keith Lee is the sole survivor in this one. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean,
that would be cool.
That would be really, really cool to have that. I think that's. I do think the men's Raw team it's just, you got so many guys on that team that you're trying to protect. Obviously, Matt Riddle and Keith Lee. Whereas on SmackDown, you do want to.
Matt Riddle's gonna get eliminated by Baron Corbin, bro.
Yeah, freaking yeah, boy, yeah, why not?
I didn't want to put that out there, but that's probably gonna happen.
But then you got on the SmackDown side, you ain't gonna protect Seth. You don't have to protect Seth because he's got to go and baby watch and all that stuff. You don't have to protect Team Corbin. Otis is probably the only one they want to protect. Maybe Jey Uso, and crap, I forgot the final one. Who
I bet you him and Otis are the final two.
Kevin Owens.
Oh yeah, Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens.
Protect Kevin Owens, but really, all that matters. Oh, that's kind of interesting. 3/4 of Team Champ are in the men's Survivor Series 5-on-5 match. You're only missing Champ.
Right.
You have Kevin. I think. Oh wait, no wait. You have half. You don't. Oh yeah, Diamond Dijakovic's not on there.
Yeah. And that'd be funny if like
I
NXT
think
just
Team Raw.
invaded that night.
I think Team Raw is winning this one without a doubt. I mean, you got like Braun Strowman, you Keith Lee, Matt Riddle, freaking Sheamus. You're trying to protect AJ Styles. You're trying to protect all of them basically. All of them are protected. Maybe Sheamus maybe not so much Sheamus, but the others you're trying to protect basically.
No, I think they're trying to have Drew Sheamus after this, so I think they're going to protect Sheamus.
Yeah, considering he might, if they're doing what I think they're gonna do with where Sheamus would have a feud with McIntyre at some point.
That's why if Drew loses, he can be all like, "Oh, you suck. That's why I booted you in the face because you suck and you lost at Survivor Series. I gave you a sword.
Yeah,
you can't represent this company."
Yeah. Anyway, this was what we were going to. Obviously, originally, this apparently before James called an audible, we were going to start the show with this.
You forgot one more match.
I got Sasha versus Asuka.
What am I forgetting?
Sasha and Asuka.
Oh yeah, I forgot Sasha and Asuka. Okay, James, who do you got on that one? I forgot about that one. That's 6.
I'm gonna say Asuka just because of Carmella.
Yeah.
I agree with that because, and obviously these two have had, that kind of that rivalry early in the summer and stuff like that. And this is basically their rubber match. And I do think that, we got someone in the chat. Hello, Paranormal Circle.
Hello.
I do agree with that Asuka is going to win the rubber match because of Carmella and stuff like that. Anyway, we now get to the thing where we were going to open this up before James called an audible, and this was something that Jeffrey here wasn't involved in. We'll basically wait on him. Take your time, Jeffrey. Whatever it is you're doing. What we were going to talk about, and he was going to be there. Because obviously, tomorrow will mark the 30th anniversary of The Undertaker's debut. And he is going to be there. And he's set to do his final farewell. But something tells me that might not happen. Like the final farewell and all that stuff. Oh, there's Jeffrey. Welcome back. We're out to now start with the Undertaker stuff. Obviously, tomorrow will mark the 30th anniversary of his debut at the Survivor Series in 1990, where he teamed with basically the winning team, the $1 Million Dream Team, where it had obviously Taker himself, along with Ted DiBiase, the Honky Tonk Man, and Greg the Hammer Valentine. All of which are Hall of Famers. And they were facing, I believe, Dusty Rhodes, Coco Beware, and the Hart Foundation. Now, obviously, he is set to make an appearance at the Survivor Series, where he's set to make his farewell. But I have a feeling that might not be a farewell, as maybe at some point during that, we could end up seeing I think I came up with 2 things. Either we're finally going to either get the dream match of Sting versus Taker, or we're probably going to see Bray Wyatt come out. Which that one's the more likely one. But Jeffrey, since you were...
What's funny is he teased it like a year or so ago, didn't he? You remember that?
No, I think he teased it recently. Like there was a tweet, I think on WWE, and said that Taker is from, I think, Drew McIntyre to some other people. Taker is beating them all. And Bray Wyatt responded to that, and he said, which he replied with, not everyone, though. Somewhere around that line. So this could
you don't remember last year when he had the clock or whatever, and it changed to 3/16, and then it also changed to like the Survivor Series date or whatever?
I remember I even saw like one of them during the Firefly Funhouse, and freaking Bray had like on this big old hat. And I think it was 1911 or something. And everybody would know that date is significant because that was when Survivor Series 2015 happened, where Wyatt, and I think he teamed with Luke Harper, who's now in AEW as Mr. Brody Lee, took on Taker and Kane, the Brothers of Destruction, and this marked 25 years of the Dead Man at that point. And it was a cool thing and all that stuff. But that is kind of significant. Could we see Bray Wyatt coming out and asking for a match with Taker, more than likely at WrestleMania? James?
I don't think of Bray Wyatt going after Taker because I think they have a different plan for the feed. I don't think putting the feed with Taker would make sense.
Well, actually, it does, because you look at everything, all the people that the Fiend has fought, Bray has fought in the past, Taker included.
So, and he
like
also,
obviously,
the Fiend's already had contact with Kane as well.
Yeah, he's had contact with Kane. Finn, he had that rivalry. What would that be? 2017, they had that feud. I don't know about Rollins. I think that was just trying to get the Universal title. He's had the rivalry with Daniel Bryan, obviously. The Miz in some cases is kind of connected with Daniel Bryan in some way. And then let me try to think. Well, not Goldberg. John Cena, obviously. He's had that history with Cena. Braun Strowman, because Strowman was in the Wyatt family. I don't think what else they've had, but I think when it comes down to that list of people that Wyatt has fought, that I think the Fiend could go after.
But in this
Taker
case,
on that list.
But in this case, is that do you really want the Fiend losing to Taker again? Because if it's Taker's last match, do you rather have him? Do you want to have the Fiend lose to Taker? That's my big question.
No.
Here's where I was thinking. I remember seeing, I was watching, I think, Russell Talk. They did, I think Adam did something with the Fiend, and they basically had it to be a stalemate. Both guys didn't lose or didn't win or anything. It was a stalemate. Like it was a cinematic match thing. So it ended up being in a stalemate. Taker nods and then walks off into the sunset or something like that. I could see that you don't want Taker to lose, but you don't want the Fiend to lose. They could do that into a draw.
That part, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to be honest. It's not going to happen. They're going to do something bigger for the Fiend. Yes, having Taker fight the Fiend is more of a reasonable sense. But if you think about it in a logical sense, it would not. It would hurt both Fiend and Taker if they do that.
Yeah.
I mean, for Christ's sakes, I don't think it wouldn't hurt Taker that much. He's been around for what?
But you're hurting.
Years?
But you're
I
hurting
think at this point he wants to ride off into the sunset. So I think he would do the job. I think it wouldn't hurt him that much.
He would not. He would not do the job. No. McMahon would not let Taker do the job.
Yeah. Or he'll change his mind last minute.
So
then I think it would have been better if it was a couple years ago.
What if it's just, the Fiend attacking Undertaker? Would that make more sense?
No, it would not.
I don't think they'll do it.
Because the thing is that you could also, because here, if you look at this, the Fiend is probably going to go after the WWE title.
Yeah, I would think that. I would think so at some point.
I would rather see that more towards the Fiend doing something else besides dealing with Taker. Yes, I understand the logic of it, but because you could also go with the logic that Bray Wyatt had lost to Taker at a WrestleMania already. So
yeah.
But
Like I
like,
said, it's like all of the people who is left on the list of people that freaking the Fiend has to go after. Like I said, Taker's one of those names. Roman Reigns is one of those names. I'm trying to think who else I can't really think of anyone else that.
Where's Aleister Black? Ah,
No. He could. Even going back from that video I was watching, he could go after Triple H. He could go after Vince.
actually, that would be cool to see him go after Triple H. Be okay with that. That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah,
And then
that would be.
he tagged Shawn Michaels too.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, continuing on with Taker. Obviously, it would be 30 years coming tomorrow, practically, and I wanted to know for all of us here. We start with James. What was your favorite memory of Taker match or moment or something like that?
that was a hard one, really, to be honest.
It is.
I think it's more around like his American Badass days and like what he did as the like his return, basically.
The Kid Rock song and everything.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's pretty huge.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
Um,
basically learned to adapt for so damn long to the changes.
Uh-huh.
yeah. I know for me, it's probably just like the certain entrances that he's had. Really, just like the one with the druids.
Yeah.
Some of the ones that come out on the bike. Or like Limp Bizkit playing. He's had like the best entrances. Like the one outfit where he's got like the thing like coming up behind him or whatever. I don't know. He's had all the cool entrances, man. Next to Triple H.
Yeah, Taker, when it comes to some of the best entrances, even at WrestleMania, Taker's up there. Triple H as well. It's crazy the gear that they wear and stuff like that. Taker, I think, from sometimes he always changes it up when it comes to his gear at WrestleMania. Like I can remember, he's had so many cool gear. I think
Yeah.
kind of, I don't know how you call it. It's like a freaking robe and stuff. It's like all pattern bullet or something like that. It looks like armor or something. It's like a warlock thing, but it doesn't have the thing like his Mania. Like his Mania 13 entrance and all that. That was a pretty cool one. 14 was also cool. I kind of liked his look in the Ministry and stuff like that. Hell, even when he came down as like a bat or something like that with the bat wings and stuff was really cool. I think for me, my favorite moment would have to be Mania 24. And he came back with that look like kind of like the last time he was in the main event. He had that robe on when he came in 24 in the main event, and he brought back that entrance coat thing that he had at 13. It was really cool to see him bring that back. Like, oh my god, I'm getting freaking 90s vibes. Oh, sweet, he got that coat back. And then obviously that would be his match with Edge being in the main event, and it's obviously one of my. And I'm kind of sad that in the finals that they're doing on WWE Network on Instagram that wasn't in the finals. It's the two Shawn matches. But if I had to say, that's probably my all-time favorite Taker match moment. If I were to say a moment, if I had to say a moment, his Raw 1000 return, which was, I was like, okay, he's got to be there. He's got to be there. He's got to be there. And he did. I was like, oh, yes! And teaming up with Kane again, it was so awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. He had some cool stuff. He had some very cool stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the what you call the I like all the stuff they do with Paul Bearer too. I don't know. He just
Oh
kind of hyped
yeah.
him up different. Because like
But
I mean like Taker's like so like limited in what he can always say. So it's just like Paul Bearer was like really able to make like the Mystique even better. He was
yeah.
able to say so much about him.
Yeah, the whole thing where Paul is the one that talks the most and all that stuff, and then when Taker does speak, it's low, calm, and very he demands your attention. Basically, I remember seeing Kevin Nash say something like he's like the voice of reason and never raises his voice and stuff like that. But when he speaks, it commands your attention and your respect and stuff. And then when he started talking more, it's like I think his best talking was probably the Ministry of Darkness days where he was in those Latin stuff like that. And
Oh, and what's the thing where he's got Big Show's mom in the coffin? Which one was it? Mom or his
tough,
dad?
bro.
I can't remember.
But I think that's when he was cutting his best promos at the time. Despite me, and he's one of those guys that, for me, me being a lifelong Taker fan, I've never really booed him. Even when he was a heel during that run against Brock Lesnar, I always cheer for him because he's a guy you don't want to boo him because of how long he's been in the business. He's one of those guys you don't want to. CM Punk was kind of the same thing where I was feeling like he's the guy I'm latching onto and I'm not dishing his side, whether he be a heel or face. As soon as like that 2011 run he was having, the best in the world run, I did not abandon him during all of that and was a fan of his right until he freaking left and stuff. And I was kind of sad about that. Like, God damn it, he's the guy I was going to be rooting for after Taker retires. Not who I got to root for. It was a struggle after that, basically. But Taker, for one reason or another, he's been a part of my life. And I like I said, I could have mentioned anything when it came down to favorite matches or moments or stuff like that, but I feel like the 24 one is my absolute top.
Do you say that's your favorite
moment.
match? Would you say that one's your favorite match too?
Yeah, his match with Edge for the World Heavyweight Championship in the main event of WrestleMania 24. Yeah, his first main event in over 10 years. I think he main evented 13 against Psycho Sid for the WWE Championship, I believe.
Yeah, it's the only other time he won the belt at Mania too.
Yeah, I've even looked at his record in the main events, and it's if you want to count 36, he's 4-1. The only time he's lost in a main event was against Roman Reigns.
Yep.
The other times he's won. He beat
that match was poop.
13 he beat Sid. 24 he beat Edge. 26 he beat Shawn. And I would say out of the Shawn matches, that's my favorite. The story about it, Shawn having to win or his career's over. Right placement on the card. I mean, for Christ's sake, 25 should have been their match in 25 should have been main event because that was the show stealer. And they finally put the match in the main event because it being such a big deal. And then obviously 33 and then 36, obviously.
But then when he did lose at 30, right? Is when he lost?
Yeah, lost the streak.
See, that wasn't even
I had heard that Brock didn't want to do it. And
he originally wasn't going
that
to.
Roman I heard, and this might be something I could do for fantasy booking at some point, but I heard that Taker said that he wanted to drop the streak to Roman, which would have been crazy. And this would have given more of a reason for the Shield break. I'm like, God damn it, you beat the Undertaker. That pisses me off.
Right.
And, it would have given more reason for Seth to hit Roman with the chair and stuff like that. Easily.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Brock was the right guy too, though, because after that, he was I mean, he's the guy who beat the Undertaker. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But like I said,
he was
he
always
didn't
treated as a
want.
big deal, regardless. So
He didn't want to. Like all the others I saw in the video, he did not want to end it. He wanted, like, he's like, all
like
of
the
them were
Roman
like,
character now would have
give
been.
it to someone younger or something. So I look at all those, I'm like, okay, maybe give it to someone who would benefit it. Would Brock benefit it? No.
Yeah.
He would have been a beast on his own. He would have been fine without the win. He didn't need the win. Someone like,
nope.
I'll even throw his name out there, John Cena or Roman Reigns or Bray Wyatt even. Those kind of guys would need to win. With Cena, it could create the heel turn. Even Roman could be like, oh, this could turn around or something. And then, like I said, it would be a fantasy bookie if I had, the Roman ending the streak thing. Because I realized that I haven't done something like that yet when it comes to my fantasy bookie stuff, which at some point is going to happen at some point. There will be videos and stuff. But yeah, I think easily that would have been interesting to see Roman getting the win.
I need to call this because I'm getting it's getting bad for me.
Okay. Well, any of y'all got anything to say before we end this?
Nope. If it is Undertaker's farewell, then then what a run. I just gotta say, what a hell of a run. He's probably gonna choke slam alive. That's probably what's gonna happen, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, then on that bombshell, we will see y'all later. We'll see you next time. Until then, we
Happy
will
Thanksgiving.
see y'all later.